Ben's reading something very astutely.
It's some bullshit.
Ben is deep in thought about everything.
It was definitely an R that happened type of story I just read. Are you familiar with?
Absolutely, but I'm interested to hear that this is what you search out when you're drunk, compared to me, who is the mean-ass drunk.
I was actually going to tell that to you, Rob. I'm getting sick of hanging out with you while you're drinking.
Because I'm a mean-ass drunk?
You're a mean-ass drunk.
What, am I verbally abusive? Am I physically abusive?
I would say verbally abusive, but not because you're trying to be, just because you're talking so quickly. It's just whittling down my brain power.
So you're saying the words are not physically, not verbally abusive?
I'm not even sure that I know what the words were.
So it's like rapid-fire bullets taking you down,
yes.
but right out of my mouth.
Yes.
Well, I think that is a great segue into the inferiority we're talking about today, which is our first rap song. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, this is definitely the third song we've done, and probably the third genre. Is it?
Third genre? Yeah, well, Are You Looking for Some Action is probably considered every genre, because it just permeates the psyche of the musical culture.
Yeah, that's totally not your bias.
But so we are definitely going to get into a rap song. We're going to hear some rapid-fire bullet words.
Yes.
But because, as we're all aware, Ben does not know what an inferiority is. It is a combination of...
How many times do I have to hear it before I know?
I don't think you're ever going to know, really. You just said to me you don't understand the words I'm saying to you, so I know you need to be reminded every once in a while.
All right, tell me.
It's a combination of inspiration and inferiority. When you're so inspired to make music, say, in this example, because we're talking about music, but you know your music is never going to be good as the stuff that inspired you to create it. And I think this is a good one to say that this is an inferiority for both of us. We are discussing Mean Ass Drunk by Watsky, off of his 2019 album, yes, current year, Complaint.
This album is a fucking masterpiece.
It really is. It's so cohesive. It's so beautiful. It's everything I want from Watsky. And I do have to say, now that we're on official recording, I definitely find Watsky as a whole an inferiority to my own music, to an inferiority complex. And Ben is the one who got me into Watsky. So I get to finally thank him for that now, Ben.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't not get people into Watsky.
That's your prerogative, sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, that's your prerogative, sheesh.
That's definitely how I feel about Watsky. When I'm talking to anybody and music comes up and they're like, "What do you listen to?" I always just like, "Fucking, you gotta hear Watsky."
Okay.
Like, not to say that I listen to Watsky all the time, but Watsky, he has done something with this album in particular that I feel like people stopped doing, and that is, he did something completely new.
Ah, yeah.
It definitely is just different than all of his past body of work.
Absolutely, and I think it fits though. I feel like it fits with him. You know, I believe it's Watsky. It's not like it's a total change. Yes. I would say. Of course, like I said, Ben got me into Watsky, so Ben has the larger history with Watsky. But no, I think it fits, and I think it's a good development. It's not like he took a step back or anything.
No,
it's like he's taken some things and extended them in a great way.
No, I definitely agree. It sounds like Watsky. It's. I mean, I even want to call it classic Watsky because Watsky he's been doing this the whole time I've been listening to him. Every album he produces has different genre elements in it. And,
yeah.
What was it? Cardboard Castles?
Oh, definitely.
You know,
that is notably different from Times Infinity.
Yeah.
Which is notably different from Complaint.
and Times Infinity is when that album came out. I probably had similar thoughts about it. It's a masterpiece.
Oh, I love that one as well. Pink Lemonade. Woo,
Pink
that's a great
good.
song. I think that was the first one that really hooked me for that album.
There's a line in one of the songs in that album about like moving a mountain by. I'm not sure I can remember it.
We'll have to find it in post.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Well, I guess before we get too deep into Watsky as a whole, and this ends up being a 2-hour episode, it's definitely a masterpiece. I would agree with you as well. Complaint, absolutely. And what he's doing is new, is absolutely fantastic. Did you find it, Ben? He's just itching. He's itching to tell everybody the song he was thinking of. Okay, we're ready.
It's Tiny Glowing Screens Part 3.
That's a good one.
And the line is, like I'm apt to move that mountain just by glaring at it sternly.
Ah, I dig it.
It's a very powerful line.
Today I feel it firmly, like my faith could never burn me, like I'm apt to move that mountain just by glaring at it sternly.
Just the idea of, I have such determination that this absolute was just gonna fucking get out of my
Do it by sheer willpower. Yeah,
sheer
absolutely.
Willpower, exactly.
Yeah, right on.
Yes, but no, we need to talk about the song we picked.
Yes. And I should say I definitely gave this to Ben to pick the Watsky song.
You did.
And I to be fair, I thought you were going to go for an older one, but I'm not upset. I wouldn't have been upset with your choice regardless, I think.
Sure.
But I just didn't expect it, I should say.
I think I'm just taken aback by how different and how good Complaint is.
Nice.
I was tempted to do Beautiful Corpses. But you and I, off camera, Mike, have offline. We have talked about
in the spirit realm. That's where we talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Right. I like we both said right.
So we've talked about that particular song maybe to death, and so I wanted something a little fresher. That being said, we've talked about a lot of Watsky. Maybe to the point that the conversation could be still. Mean Ass Drunk came off this new album. We haven't talked about it as much.
Perfect. Good call.
It is maybe my favorite song off the new album. It's tough because my favorite song changes probably every time I listen to it.
Oh yeah, it's one of those for sure. You hear something new every time you listen to it. Oh yeah.
But Mean Ass Drunk it has some really quality. Has anybody ever told you you're a mean ass drunk?
It rolls off the tongue so well.
It's so good.
It's got that hook, and of course the music as well. That riff,
yes.
And then just that constant bass beat and drum beat.
There's definitely like a power. To it.
Yeah.
Powerful.
You feel that energy. It's
right.
definitely a very upbeat song.
Especially considering the content of the lyrics.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting at.
The juxtaposition there was really nice.
I know. I feel like the few times since this album came out, in the last few months, I've been listening to this album or this song in particular, and someone will hear it, and they won't know Watsky or whatever, and they'll kind of hear it, and the thing that'll stick out will be the chorus where he's like, "Has anybody told you you're a mean ass drunk?" And they're like, "Why are we listening to the song while we're drinking? Like, are you trying to tell me something, bro?" And I'm like, "No, this song is just the dopest shit."
Yeah, no, that's if you wanted to tell somebody, though, that would be.
Oh yeah, now we have a way to do that. This is like a new reaction format with songs.
I like some of the qualities of person that this song addresses. So, what is the first line of the second verse there? You say it's your thing to be honest, like it's kind of a token of pride.
Yeah.
So this gets me on to honesty is a virtue, and it's a really high value, especially for me, for all the audience. You can believe whatever you want, but I probably don't lie. And it's so.
But you're probably racist.
I am your probably racist friend. I haven't figured it out yet though. It's probably true though. So honesty, it's a high value for me. But I think one of the things that I've really come to understand about honesty is that if you're using it in a way that is damaging to other people, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
Honesty is you don't have to say everything you know.
Exactly.
And when you do, you can be tactful. And I think that there are some people who they try to just get away with talking shit under the guise of being honest.
Yep, 100%.
And so I think it's neat that he's just like, you say it's your thing to be honest, like it's this token of pride. Well, to be honest, you're kind of a goddess, but being with you kind of kills me inside.
That's it. The way he sings it as well.
Yeah.
It hits so perfectly. The delivery of these lyrics, yeah.
So, you're honest, but you're honest because you're an asshole and that's your excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You're hot, but that doesn't make being around you any less awful.
Yep.
And that's I don't know, I really dig it.
You say it's your thing to be honest, like it's kind of this token of pride. Well, to be honest, you're kind of a goddess, but being with you kind of kills me inside.
I dig it.
Absolutely, and I think that this sets up the song so well, you know, when we get into the continuation of the lyrics, you know, about the types of people or this person, you know, whatever kind of interpretation who you want it to focus on. But, you know, you get to the, you know, you're honest, but you're using it to hurt people or against people, like Ben said. And then you get to, you know, what do you expect from me when you're disrespecting me? It's like, and then, of course, you want to treat me like a dog on a leash. Well, that's your prerogative, sheesh.
Right.
And it's just like...
It's just this terrible person.
Yeah.
Manipulative user kind of... and, you know, there's some implication that maybe this behavior only happens when the person is drunk.
Definitely.
Drunk.
Definitely.
That, I feel like... You might call somebody who's generally mean a mean-ass drunk, but I feel like it's used more often when it's like somebody maybe you didn't expect to be mean.
Exactly. Yeah. Those people who, when they get drunk, they get mean.
Yeah.
You know, as I don't know if Ben knows this, but Maggie Simpson, the baby.
Oh.
She's a mean drunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember an episode where she like drinks in Moe's bar and she tries to fight like a small dog or something.
Right on. That was good Simpsons.
So maybe this is about Maggie Simpson.
We are not staying at Moe's. Maggie's already drunk on the fumes, and she's a mean drunk.
Adult Maggie Simpson and Watsky are an item. Should we start this rumor on Twitter?
I think...
Isn't that what Twitter's for, is starting rumors?
We did. Somebody listening has already posted
People are listening?
Yeah. We're live streaming very clearly.
Can you see us?
So actually, I just gotta mention this.
Is my mom gonna find out?
When you're recording things, like I feel so awkward talking as if somebody's listening currently. You know what I'm saying? But like,
really?
when they're listening, it'll make sense.
Yeah.
To
Definitely. Yeah.
So it just makes me feel weird. It's that honesty thing. You know, it's. I can't lie.
Probably.
Probably.
That's good. That's good.
So then there's this line that follows the kind of kills me inside. It says, it's sort of this look in your eye, like you're cooking an egg on the hood of your car because you looked at it hard, but my heart is the egg and you're watching it fry. I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to lie, I am going to cry.
Yep.
But not right here. So, the end, I want to talk about the end first. I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to lie, I am going to cry.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely. That flow is awesome.
He's touching on like honesty, hiding your emotions in public, but actually, expressing them later. He's hitting on so many things that people just do, and it flows. And he made it flow so well.
Yeah, and so I think that's one of the reasons I appreciate Watsky so much is because as I've only really gotten into rap, as much as I have in recent years. Like I've always liked rap for the most part, and now I've been like really getting into it. Were you waiting for permission to drink that water? What the hell were you doing? Do you think I was going to ask you something?
No, I was actually going to ask you if it's because I introduced you to Watsky and Spose.
No, I think it was a combination of things. But now getting into rap, I feel like I've always described the rap I like as beautiful verbosity. Like saying things, very simple things, maybe not necessarily simple, but things that can be expressed concisely in such a long way and making it sound good. And this is a great example. Watsky is a great example, but Mean Ass Drunk, with the line you're just talking about, it's sort of this look in your eye like you're cooking an egg on the hood of your car because you looked at it hard, but my heart is the egg, and you're watching it fry. Like, that's the total opposite of be like, you're burning my heart.
Right.
Like, there's so many ways to slow that, or not slow it down, but make it concise.
It's a visual journey.
Exactly. Like, he's building that story for us, and that's great. I love that in lyrics.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes... when it flows well, when it builds the visual journey, when it takes you on the visual journey, it just makes the song so much more fun to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get to that line, and, like, I picture, like, she's frying an egg on a car. I don't know why the car's involved. He says it's frying because you looked at it hard, so I don't think it's the heat of the engine or anything. Like, the car's not involved. But you can just see this bitch just staring at an egg on a car, frying it.
Another sheer willpower idea, yeah.
And then, like, immediately Watsy's just replaces the egg.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's him, I don't know, that journey for me, that makes it a fun listening experience.
Absolutely, it's so cool.
It flows well. Seeing him holding back the cry in his face, it's a very visual experience.
Great imagery, absolutely.
Imagery, there you go.
Yeah, I love this beat, the whole thing through this,
Right.
I'm just thinking of the song, and it's just like, oh god, it's got such a good tempo. Oh, and I think that's another thing about Watsky is that he has fantastic musical ability.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just he's like, throws out a beat that's going to loop for 4 minutes and he raps over it. It's actually like, there's movements in his music.
Definitely.
And it's like, we get to hear development and it's beautiful.
It makes it easy to listen to even the longest of his songs.
Yes, yes.
It's not, unlike Kasabian's Are You Looking for Some Action, which we discussed in episode 1. It is... Yeah, with the only movement or change in that song is towards the very end of the song.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And it's a pretty significant change, but it's so long to get to it, and Watsky's just like the exact opposite.
Yep, exactly.
So then it's the end of that verse where the line you mentioned that I mentioned before recording. What you expect him? What was it? What is it?
What you expect from me?
What you expect from me when you disrespecting me?
Oh yeah, that's great.
What you expect from me when you're disrespecting me?
Yes.
But that snippet is like, it just exudes the sense of someone who understands how to use the instrument of their voice.
Yes.
Like that is, what I want from vocalists and lyricists and rappers and any whatever you want to call them. Like, you have an instrument in your body.
Right.
And you need to understand how to control it. Like, you have to get good at it, like any other instrument. And I feel like there's so many people that don't, acknowledge it that way. And this just exudes that sense.
He hits this level of squealing that is not repulsive.
Yes. It sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's not like, I'm repulsed by the squealiest of sounds, like the less squealy sounds. Like, babies that can't be around, they squeal too fucking much.
Oh, yeah, fuck babies.
But this, it's solid.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I absolutely agree.
So...
it's great. It's great overall. It's fantastic. You're mean-ass drunk, too. Or I guess I was the mean-ass drunk.
You're the meanest drunk. I'm not a complete wretch. It's
not a complete wretch.
So
right on.
He does in this last verse. He talks about kind of being under their control to some degree. Want to treat me like a dog on a leash? That's your prerogative, sheesh. But if she want to see what we got when the saga repeats, not a capiche. I'm not a complete wretch. I fetch, I sit a bit, but I'm not going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's at the very least there was some period of obedience.
Definitely, yeah. Like that, you get that loyal, not loyal, but dog pet aspect. Absolutely,
right. But then it's clear. The song is clearly about this kind of coming to an end. I feel like, at least in terms of what the narrative, what it says to me, is there's a person there, there's a relationship, maybe a romantic, maybe friendship.
Definitely.
Where they're just dealing with somebody who is awful.
Yeah.
And they're just being like, we're done. Like,
you gotta cut it off.
Anymore.
You gotta cut it off.
And that's great. It actually highlights the fact that you can have conversations like that with people. I think we avoid some of those harder conversations. Typically, you want to have a really tight friendship with somebody before you're like, hey, your behavior's bad.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But no, he really is, it's like, this can happen, you can do this. And that's kind of an interesting, just by telling a story of it happening, is almost giving it permission to happen. And so that's kind of neat.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Mean-ass drunk. You a mean-ass... Everybody in the world is a mean-ass drunk, to some respect, right?
Probably. Our inhibitions are down.
Yep.
You piss me off, I might not think twice about what I should do.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I mean, I think that maybe a lot of us calm down with age, but
yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe we're meanest when we're drunk. Maybe
it reveals the true colors of our terrible humanity. Terrible humanity.
That's a pessimistic viewpoint. Sure. I tend to think of humans as having this kind of primal computer with our intellectual rational operating system on it, and I tend to think of that as a flaw of the primal computer part. I think the operating system is oh, let's put that in check. I think that's at least how we
gotcha. Okay.
So are humans kind of inherently like this? Yes and no. The primal part's always going to be selfish, and then the rational overlay is hey, but we're also civilized. And so I don't know. I think humans, at least in that respect, it's obviously animals don't know that they're causing so much pain. But animals show no fucking remorse at all. Like they're not concerned about that. There's no civility. There's and so I don't know. I'm not as pessimistic as you, I guess. Fucking bitch.
I think that is a great way to end this discussion of an inferiority by saying yes, that everybody is terrible. Okay, so yes, disenfranchise anybody who's listening to this. You are terrible.
You're awful.
Viewer at home, we're going to help you. We're going to involve you this time. You suck. Until next time, if you can get past our insults.
And, personality or lack thereof.
Farewell.